Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. I'd like to talk about what being a Muslim means to me. Being a Muslim means being honest at all costs, whether it hurts me or the person that I'm speaking to. Being honest, standing up for what's right. Being a Muslim means not stealing from people, from wanting people for people what you want for yourself. In other words, if you reach a level of peace or a level of understanding, you want this for the people around you. You want this for everyone else. Muslim means learning, educating yourself, making yourself the best possible person you can be, because when you're a Muslim, you're in submission to the will of the Creator and you represent the Creator. You give witness to the Creator. So you should always educate yourself. You should always act politely. Being a Muslim means not speaking ignorantly if people around you are speaking ignorant. Being Muslim means cleaning yourself before you go around trying to clean other people. Being a Muslim means being honest with God and being honest with yourself. Since I became a Muslim, my whole life has changed. And I was born a Muslim, and the idea and the concept is that we're all born Muslim. We're led away from that original light, that original thing that separates children from adults. When we look at a child, we say, oh. And it's not just because they're little people, it's because of the light that they have inside of them. You can see it. And when I became a Muslim, it's like my whole life turned around. It's like the end of a very, very long journey for me. And I know that I still have a ways to go, but alhamdulillah, Allah has given me a lot of trials to get here. And sometimes it's like life is a university, and your professor is God. And although some of his lessons are very hard and painful, those are the ones that really help you, that really grow you, that really give you the opportunity to get to know yourself and the Creator. Because when you see yourself fall and fall and fall and hurt and hurt and hurt and cry and cry and cry, and yet you still seek truth and you still seek the Creator of the heavens and the earth, then lo, He will relent towards you. And you will see that nothing can break you that God does not allow to break you. You're given nothing that you can't overcome. There's so many things in life that we might not think we can overcome, but if we turn to the Creator of the heavens and the earth, we can overcome anything. There was a man one time who was a very proud, ignorant man. And he used to run around, and he was really a wanderer. He really didn't ever have anything. And he went through a lot of things as a child, and as a young man, he had children very early. And he got mixed in with the wrong crowd, and he started messing up, fornicating with other women and running around on the woman that he was with. And they had children together. He went to prison a couple times. And when he came out of the prison the last time, his youngest child, his name was Alex. And this man was very stupid. And he liked to go out and sleep with other women, and he liked to ignore this child. But when the child was born, there was something wrong, and the man kept crying and crying and crying, saying to the nurses, what's going on, what's going on? And the nurses kept saying, there's nothing wrong with the child, he's fine. And the man said, no, I know something's wrong with the child. And the man went down to the chapel and he prayed with all his heart and all his soul that the baby be okay and that she be okay. And he made all kinds of promises to God and said, oh God, please, I'll do anything. I'll stop selling drugs. I'll stop sleeping with these other women. I'll start treating her better. I'll stop doing all of these things. Just let her and the baby be okay. And the baby came out with the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck, but the baby was fine. And then after leaving the hospital, the man forgot about the promises that he made to God, and he went back to the foolish behavior that he did before. And he used to, out of his own insecurities and selfishness and sickness, he used to say things to his kid's mother like, "The child isn't mine," even though he knew the baby was his, that it looked more like him than the other babies. And this baby had done nothing wrong to deserve this. The man didn't hold the baby as much as the other ones, or sing to the baby like he did the other ones. And the man wound up leaving the child's mother and leaving his family, his other 3 kids, and turning his back. And a month later, the man got a phone call at 6 o'clock in the morning saying his son was dead. And the man was brokenhearted. And the man buried his own son. And the last time that he held his son was dead. Stiff, gone, no taking nothing back, no I'm sorry's, no, I didn't mean anything that I said, nothing. There was nothing that could be said. So the man rocked the baby and sang to the baby and wished with all his heart that he could have kept his promises. And for a long time, the man got sucked into a very dark place. And he tried to rely on women and drugs and other things in this world to comfort him. Really, he did this his whole life. But after his child died, something died inside of him. Something changed inside of him. All of a sudden, his friends and the women and everything that wasn't fun anymore. All of a sudden, he was hopeless all the time, no matter how high he was. No matter how many people he had around him. No matter how many women he had liking him and wanting him. And one day the man looked at a friend and said, "I will not get to where I want to be unless I submit and surrender to God and His will for me." And alhamdulillah, in December of 2011, almost 4 years and some change later, the man took his shahada and became a Muslim. And the man's whole life has changed. And that man is me. So I bear witness that there is no God worthy to be worshipped or praised except for Allah, and that Muhammad was His messenger. Everything in life happens for a purpose, and everything in life happens for a reason. And we'll only find peace when we use these lessons and these trials and these tribulations and these signs and wonders, when we use it to become closer to our Creator. Because our Creator has left guidance out there for us. He loves us, and He's the most forgiving and the most compassionate, but He's also the most just. And He will discipline you. And may Allah protect us from being arrogant and prideful and stubborn. Because, lo, if He wants you, He's going to get you whether you like it or not. And all of us are going to die, and all of us are going to answer for what we did. So you can take the words of a man who used to be ignorant and sometimes can be still, or you can find out yourself from the hard way. May Allah protect you, and may He shine His light upon you and guide you in the direction of Islam. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon Prophet Muhammad and his posterity. Ameen.